Hi everyone, how you going? Karen Finnan here, physiotherapist and director of online.physio. So I am currently doing a series of the common mistakes that people make with their bodies. Now these are things that commonly lead to injury, and us physios feel that these are obvious things that people can do to prevent injury, but the people often don't know what to do. So that's what I'm educating you about. Now today's mistake to avoid is progressing too fast. Now, we've all heard about too much too soon or bit off more than you could chew, but what really does this mean? Now, I'm probably talking really about getting back into an activity. It can even be starting a new job that's more physical than you're used to, but usually when we see this is people who've been inactive for a little while and they get going again, or they decide to train for a marathon, for example, and they're dramatically increasing the distances that they're running. Now, our body, our joints, our tissues, our muscles are fabulous at adapting to change if they're given enough time to do it, okay? So if you were to suddenly increase your running distances, you can often find problems with your joints, with your tendons, because the tissue hasn't had time to adapt. The more gradual the changes, the tissues are building up resilience to that activity, so that you then don't get injured down the track. So it's not simply a case of can your lungs last the distance of a 10K run when you're only used to doing 3Ks. It's your soft tissues, and I guarantee you that for most people who train to do a marathon, it's not their lungs that are their undoing, it's that something breaks down in their body because it hasn't had enough time to adapt to the progressions. So what's a rule that you can wrap around this? Well, we love the 10% rule, which means don't change something any more than 10% worth, kind of from week to week. So if you're looking at distances, add 10% on each week and graduate that over time. If it's weights, if it's lifting something heavy, if you graduate that by the 10% rule, your tissues will adapt to the change without the links in between, the tendons and the ligaments sort of giving out. So apply that to everything that you do. Now, for some people, they might go from a sedentary job to a much more physical job. See how much you can break up that activity so you're doing it in short bursts rather than smashing it all out in a couple of hours and, putting stress on your back or whatever. So at the end of the day, a lot of tissue breakdown is due to too much activity, too quick than the tissues have the ability to adapt to. And please remember, our tissues, our bodies, have a phenomenal ability to adapt. It just takes time. So give it the time that it needs. I hope that's been useful to you guys. I'll see you next time.